us on Scarfell this evening.
So it's Friday the 14th of July. I'm feeling quite pleased with myself. Yesterday I eventually, after a couple of hours, managed to sort of secure 3 days on this campsite in Langdale, the National Trust site. And it's a bit more expensive than I want to pay. It's £28 a night. But I managed to book in for 3 days. I couldn't stay any longer because everything else is booked up. I've landed here. It's absolutely tipping down with rain today. There's kind of like really heavy showers for like half an hour at a time, and then it stops and then it drizzles. It's kind of like overcast, and yeah, and it goes dry for a bit and then chucks down with rain. But it sounds lovely, and yeah, so I've been here. I've managed to book myself onto a non-electric hookup for an extra 4 days after my 3 days of electric hookup. It might be slightly tricky on this site to find somewhere I can get good solar resource, partly because there are so many trees here. There's a little forest on the edge of the site, and if the weather's like this, I'll be struggling a little bit. But yeah, it looks like I've got probably 4 weeks of work until the next survey images come in. So I think I'm going to try and stick around in the lakes for most of that. I've been filming the water running down my window. I'm parked sort of half under a tree, and all the water's sort of collecting on the leaves of the tree and falling onto the van, and it's just pouring down this window. But it's a really lovely spot. It feels quite cozy in here. They've got a laundry facility here, and I had a big pile of laundry that I ended up kind of hand washing some stuff a few days ago in the sink, but it wasn't very satisfactory. But they've got really big washing machines here and dryers. I don't like using dryers really, but yeah. So I've got a whole load of laundry done, change sheets on the bed. I'm thinking of shifting around all my clothing and putting them in some cupboards that are above where I'm sat now, which would mean that I'll be redistributing stuff that I use more frequently to a place where they're easy to get to, and then these other bits and pieces I'll put in the back of the van above the bed. And I'm planning to spend a little bit of time later on editing some videos. Unfortunately, there's no signal at all here. You have to walk kind of right into the bottom of the valley, about a quarter of a mile from where I am at the moment, and you can get 1 bar of 4G, and it's very unlikely I'm going to get any signal at all. So that makes it difficult. Some of the things that I do during the editing process require an internet connection, particularly with picking up music, but I'll probably end up just adding a load of my own songs to the next few videos that I edit, or the ones that I do on here. So it's interesting because I feel very happy because I got laundry done, I'm getting stuff in the van, I've just been sitting around eating loads of food. The people here are really friendly. There's a shop on site that's open till 9 o'clock tonight. They sell food in there, they sell maps, they know the area really well. The lady in there's been giving me advice on where I might go with my mountain bike, the runs that I can do around here. There's quite a lot of potential really. I might even extend it beyond the 7 days. I'll see how I feel, what I get done, what the weather's like. The weather is looking pretty dodgy for the next week, but I think it is sunshine and showers, so there is a big route here I want to do that's 12 miles, one of the Kingsley ones from the Trail and Fell running book. But I could, if I go up to Langdale Pikes and have a look at that, and then go down the other end of the valley to see where the end of this route comes down the hill. I know it would mean that it's just like the top section there would just be like a 3 mile section that would be slightly tricky to navigate, but it's like essentially it goes north and then kind of slightly northwest to a point where it meets a river and some waterfalls, so it should be fairly straightforward to navigate if I'm getting breaks in the cloud. But it's something that, you know, I'd obviously need to take quite seriously because it is quite high mountain stuff. It goes up to about 750 metres, 780 metres, something like that. But I said, there's potential. The fact that I have no signal here means that work won't be able to get a hold of me, which is great. But then I will need to actually send an invoice sometime this week. But whatever, I can always send that a bit later. It's going to be quite a small invoice. But yeah, I think I've just come to the conclusion that I am going to have to spend a bit more money while I'm staying in places like this, just because they're really busy. We're just coming into the school holiday season, stuff gets booked up, you know. But last night I met this couple who were on a free spot just outside where I was staying before. They had their own YouTube channel called Steps to Adventure. Really friendly couple, and I've subscribed to their channel, give them a look. They're very much of the kind of you know, find free spots. They've done a lot of stuff in France and Portugal and Spain. They've travelled extensively in their van, and it's fascinating to talk to them. You know, they know all sorts of, they give me loads of advice and information and places to stay for free in the lakes. I went to have a little look at a couple this morning. And yeah, you know, I spent 4 days on that site and hardly spoke to a soul, you know, from the actual Brade Hall. Just went out for a little walk to look at the river last night, met this couple in their van, ended up talking to them for nearly, I don't know, 3/4 of an hour. And then rocked up in the site, pulled up next to a couple to my right, a guy ex-services. And I probably was talking to them for well over half an hour before I even got back in my van. Once I'd stepped out the door, ended up throwing the ball for the dog, and they were, you know, really friendly people. It just goes to show, you know, it's just the luck of the draw who you meet when you do these kind of things. You know, if you're friendly and open, you just get chatting to people. But it's just, you know, so random. Sometimes you'll turn up and no one will be interested in talking to you. Other times, you know, you just step out the door of your van and you're instantly in a conversation for half an hour. So, but I can remember 25 years ago when I went away in backpacking around the world. I basically bought round the world tickets when I sold my house. And I can remember after the first 2 weeks I was in Egypt, and I went with a friend of mine who was ex-services, and he was very confident travelling abroad. I felt completely out of my depth. I was scared all the time, and he gave me a little bit of a pep talk and said, you know, you're never going to enjoy it if you don't just calm down a bit, just try and develop a bit of confidence. And I ended up absolutely loving that trip, and I'm starting to feel a similar kind of feelings now. You know, it's just finding how things are going to work for you. At the moment, it's going to cost me a lot of money doing it like this, but it's what's making me happy at the moment. And as long as I've got plenty of work coming in, then that's fine. I mean, yeah, I've got a 4-week break coming, but I've got some savings. I've got quite a bit of money owed to me in invoices for work I've already done, and there's a considerable amount of work in the pipeline over the next couple of months. So it's not as if I haven't got any money coming in at all. It just means there's going to be a little break. So yeah, I'm feeling good. So I'm just chilling out, cup of tea. I'm going to rearrange some stuff in the van, and then I'll probably do some video editing. I was going to chat a bit more to the neighbours here that I've just bumped into. They're really pushing for me to go to the Isle of Harris. They said that it's beautiful and it's great for travelling in a van. So they're really kind of raving about it and telling me places I could go to Scotland. It's great. People giving loads of advice, and it's really lovely to be able to share information like that. And I've been doing the same in reverse. I've been telling people, you know, places I've stayed that I would recommend them, like the Borth Golf Club car park. It's £10 a night, and the Welsh coast. You know, it's just a really lovely, relaxing place to stay, and you can be sat there doing whatever in your van and editing videos, working, whatever, and then climb over a little pebble bank and jump in the sea. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying it at the moment, and it's great. I feel very happy, and that's it for now. Saturday the 15th of July. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I got here at the Langdale National Trust campsite yesterday around about midday, and then did laundry and just got myself sorted out here. Went for a little walk around. It's been raining the whole time I've been here. It kind of eased off a little bit yesterday afternoon. It's been kind of raining gently this morning until about 10 minutes ago, and it started absolutely pissing down again. But I noticed yesterday it actually sounds really similar in the van in the rain as it does in a tent, which is quite odd considering it's made of aluminium. But yeah, but I'm just chilling here. I managed to edit. I can't do the whole thing because there's no internet connection here at all, but I managed to do the kind of draft edits on 3 more of my videos yesterday afternoon and into the evening. I might do the same again. I've been looking at some mountain bike routes around here. There's one that's about 10, 15, 20, 25 miles. They've got some routes on a little waterproof route map in the shop. And I fancy doing a little bit of mountain biking. I found it's like lanes and bridleways, and some of it's quite rough, I think. There's a big route I want to do here from the Cicerone Guide, which is about 12 miles, which goes up at the Langdale Pikes, which are just behind us. But I want to do it in good weather. I don't mind if it rains a little bit, but I will feel more comfortable if there are some gaps in the clouds so I can actually see what I'm running around, partly for safety reasons and partly because if I do this I want to see what I'm running around. I want to see the views. I'm booked in for 7 days, so I'd be very surprised if I don't get that while I'm here. But yeah, I was just thinking about how just because I'm in these environments where there are lots of like active, exciting things to do, like mountain biking, running around the mountains and stuff, I tend to feel obliged to go and do stuff. But I'm literally at the start of a 4-week break, and I'd really like to take some of it easy. You know, I can feel my body feels a bit bashed up at the moment after doing quite a few bits and pieces in the mountains over the last few weeks, and my Achilles are a little bit sore, possibly because I haven't been stretching as much. I can't, if it's pissing with rain when I get back, the only way I can stretch is like lying on the ground in the wet. There's not room enough to do good stretching in the van. So I'm thinking of spending another day chilling. Actually, as I look out of my window, my roof window, there's a tiny bit of blue sky up there. So there are supposed to be some sunny intervals today. He says as it starts pissing with rain again. But I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to chill. And just, you know, if the weather gives me an opportunity to do something. The other thing I can do is that this 12-mile loop, it finishes by coming down along a river and past the waterfall, I think, and then along the base of this valley, which is kind of in front of my van, which is to the west. And it starts by going past the pub. It's a very famous pub, but I've forgotten what the name is. The Old Dungeon Gill, I think it is. Yeah, the trail goes off to the pub off to the east and then straight up onto the pike. So I could just have a little look up there. You know, that could be quite a cool thing to do in the rain. I've just been sat here eating my dinner while listening to some music, and I saw a red coat of someone walk really close past my window, and I thought, that's odd. He was within my my little pitch on this campsite. But I realised as what happened is the river has obviously breached its banks and is now flowing through the campsite. I feel so sorry for all the people that are in tents. But years ago, I stopped off at this campsite with friends on our way to Scotland, and I supplied the tent, and we put the tent down on saturated ground, and the water just came straight through the ground sheet. So it's obviously common that it floods here. It's about 40 minutes after I last recorded, but I think it's getting worse. Some of these trees are getting absolutely hammered. I'm getting these kind of squalls come through. It's just eased off again a second, but just a minute ago that tree was just getting absolutely battered. Right, I've got to the top of the pass. It's been absolutely throwing it down with rain, and it's gusting. I don't know. Apparently it's going to be about 65 miles an hour gusts on Scotland this evening. So this is the pass here. It's really beautiful. It's I'm just on the edge, so it's really windy. Just passing loads of people that are soaking wet, drinking about the weather. I'm not going to push my luck today. I just wanted to get out really and have a good look. Get a feel for it. The path goes there. There's top of one of the pikes there. You might not be able to hear anything I'm saying, but anyway, I'm just going to pack my poles away and run back down again now. Go back and have a nice cup of tea. But it's just good. I just want to get a feel for the area and try and pick out the geography. Apparently there's some good routes around here as well. So maybe if I get some good weather I'll be able to do some pretty good stuff here.